Hello everyone and welcome to the Week 29 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial plays of the weekend. I'm Simon Borg. We start in Atlanta, where the most controversial play came in the 26th minute, with the score still knotted at 0-0. And this shot by Atlanta's Josef Martinez looks like it goes off the outstretched arm of Montreal defender Victor Cabrera, who I think sticks out that arm in an unnatural position. I would have opted for a penalty kick, but referee Ismail Elfath does not point to the spot and does not order a video review of the play, likely judging that one to be ball to hand given the proximity. Elfath also wasn't going for the second half penalty appeal by Montreal forward Anthony Jackson-Hamel, who goes down way too easily in the box. I agree with the referee, who motions for the player to get up. But Elfath did point to the spot in the 86th minute, although he would ultimately wave off that penalty due to an offside call by assistant referee Apolinar Mariscal. And you can see from the replay that Atlanta forward Josef Martinez is in fact ahead of the last defender on the ball from his teammate. Great work by the officials to get that one right. To the NYCFC Houston match, where we had a debatable play after just 2 minutes when David Villa went down in the box. No penalty called by referee Alan Chapman, and there was no video review of the play, but it sure looked to me like Houston goalkeeper Tyler Derrick took out Villa. Then again, Villa doesn't look like he makes much of an appeal himself. NYCFC would break through shortly thereafter, but the Houston response would not be far behind, as Mauro Manota scores in minute 16. But the argument here is this: was the ball still in motion on the quick free kick taken by Houston's Vicente Sanchez? The laws of the game state that the ball has to be stationary in the case of a free kick, but when we look at the replay here, despite the best efforts by Sanchez to stop it dead with his hand, the ball appears to be rolling ever so slightly, and the referee allows the goal to stand. Now remember, because it's a restart, video review cannot be used in this instance because restarts are not reviewable plays, even if they lead to a goal or a penalty kick. And that's per the protocol handed down by IFAB, because if every restart, throw-in, or free kick were reviewed, there would be way too many interruptions in the game. The match would end 1-1, but Houston wanted a penalty called in the 76th minute when you see Dynamo forward Alberto Ellis putting his hands in the air, appealing for a handball. But even if the ball does come off the arm of NYCFC defender Alexander Callens, for my money, the arm is in a natural position. And now to a play you don't see every day, and it comes from Columbus, where in the 70th minute, you see New York's Gonzalo Verón is tripped up outside the field of play. Referee Fotis Bazakos doesn't signal an infraction and indicates throw-in instead. That is, until he orders a video review of the play, and after watching the footage, he points to the spot for a Red Bulls penalty. And for those of you wondering about the rules on a foul outside the field, Law 12 states that, and I'm paraphrasing, when there's a foul outside the field of play, the free kick is awarded on the boundary line nearest to the location of the foul. And if that's within the penalty area of the offending team, then it's a penalty. The rule was applied here, and New York's Gonzalo Verón stepped up to convert himself. Now, that was New York's second goal of the game. Their first was this neat strike by Bradley Wright Phillips. But Crew SC wanted a foul called before the goal was scored when Sean Davis chased down the ball in the corner. But I agree with the officials. Davis wins the ball without committing a foul. Down 3-2 late, the Red Bulls were attempting to mount a comeback, and Crew SC veteran playmaker Federico Higuain nearly gave New York a lifeline when he kicks this ball away. And had referee Fotis Bazakos whipped out a yellow card for delay of game, it would have been Higuain's second of the match, which would have meant that Crew SC would have had to play the last 11 minutes down a man. But Bazakos graces Higuain, and no card is shown. One of the shock results of the weekend was the Revs beating league-leading Toronto FC 2-1. But TFC's Tosaint Ricketts thought he had put the visitors up in the 23rd minute when he scores what looks like a good goal. But when you watch the replay, you can see how Ricketts is in an offside position on the cross. Great job by assistant referee Matthew Nelson to flag that one. And with the Revs holding a 1-goal lead and looking to kill the clock late, Javon Watson goes on a solo run into the Toronto box, only to be stopped by defender Drew Moore, who applies a little nudge to send Watson to the ground. Now, we don't get a good replay, but that looked to me like it was a push in the back as opposed to a fair shoulder-to-shoulder challenge for the ball. And it happened right on the edge of the penalty area, which is why I thought it was worthy of a penalty, but there's no whistle from the referee. To Minnesota, where fans at TCF Bank Stadium saw a stunning goal scored by Dallas forward Maxi Urruti. But unfortunately for him, it was called back, and here's why. Check out where Dallas number 13 Tesha Kindele is when the shot comes off. He's behind goalkeeper Bobby Shuttleworth in an offside position, and he's interfering with the keeper when the shot leaves the foot of Urruti. That's great teamwork by assistant referee Mike Rodersman and head referee Alex Chilowitz to figure that one out without the need for video review. That's a tougher call than it seems. No doubt about the penalty kick that Chilowitz called for FC Dallas in minute 67, as Minnesota's Colin Martin clearly runs over Dallas playmaker Mauro Diaz. But with the potential equalizer at his feet, Diaz fails to take advantage as Shuttleworth comes up with the big stop. After that penalty save, Minnesota did not look back, and they claimed a 4-1 win. But at 3-1, fans were clamoring for a penalty on Ethan Finley in the box. Except the referee Chilowitz was not about to point to the spot, and I agree. To me, that was a fair challenge by Dallas defender Ryan Hollingshead, who had position on Finley. And not only would Dallas wind up losing the match, but they would also lose a man, as Tesha Kindele received a straight red card after this sliding challenge into the goalkeeper Shuttleworth. And I agree with Chilowitz here too, and here's why. Akindele endangered the safety of the goalkeeper by going in with a good dose of force and doing it late. To Rio Tinto Stadium, where we have two penalty shots to look at, one for each side. First, I thought this was a great no call by referee Sorin Stoica in the 65th minute. That to me is a fair challenge by Jefferson Savarino on Seattle's Christian Roldan in the box. Then about 10 minutes later, it was the turn of RSL fans who wanted a penalty called, but as we can see from the replay here, there's no handball. Good eye, Stoica. Next up, a couple of incidents that were hotly disputed. We begin with this tackle by Seattle's Ozzy Alonso, who goes all out to win the ball, yes, with studs showing, but no foul is called, and I agree. From afar, it looks to me like Alonso wins this 50-50 ball fair and square. A little unorthodox, yes, but no foul. And we saw Seattle's Christian Roldan, who was irate with the referee's decision not to show any card to RSL's Joao Plata for what Roldan felt was an elbow to the face. Now, I think Plata did raise his arm, and I would have shown a yellow to him for reckless play. But no way is that a red card offense, because Plata doesn't really cock the elbow and fling it back, so it does not amount to serious foul play to me. And ultimately, the foul goes the other way, and it's called on Roldan. And there was a bit of a dust-up just seconds before the final whistle after this collision between Roldan and RSL's Sunday Steven. But there wasn't even a foul called here. We don't have a good angle on the clash, but the referee awards the throw-in, and the only player shown any cards in this instance? Seattle's Lamar Nagel, who pushes Sunday Steven in retaliation. Nothing to highlight from DC, Philly, or Vancouver, but referee Baldomero Toledo had plenty of decisions to make in Portland, beginning in the 4th minute, when Timbers captain Diego Valeri went down in the box. And I thought Orlando defender Tommy Redding got away with a tug of the arm. No call from the referee. Toledo again didn't point to the spot in minute 13 after this challenge by Orlando's Jonathan Spector on Portland's Darren Maddox. However, after video review, Toledo overturned his original decision and awarded the penalty, also showing Spector a yellow card. It was not a red card offense for denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity because Spector was making an attempt at playing the ball in the box. It's Valeri who steps up to take the spot kick, and he scores in his record 9th consecutive match. It was Spector versus Maddox again coming together in the box in the 19th minute, but Toledo does not call a second penalty, and I agree. I don't think there's enough there. And Spector would not last long in this match after receiving a second yellow just 2 minutes into the second half. Spector kicks Valeri late, and this is a no-brainer of a yellow, and Orlando were down to 10 men. Toward the end of the match, the visitors would be reduced to 9 men after substitute Victor Pisigiro received a straight red card for this off-the-ball elbow to the face of Diego Chara. That's violent conduct, and it happened right in front of the referee. No doubt about that one to me, and although Pisigiro was hoping for video review to absolve him, it was not happening. Orlando lose 3-0. And we end at Children's Mercy Park, where Sporting Kansas City thought they had the opening goal in the 8th minute, except that assistant referee CJ Morganti flagged Seth Sinovic for offside. And if you look carefully at the shade of the grass, I think Morganti got it right. And my eyes were backed up by actual math, thanks to our friend Soccer Photogrammetry on Twitter. Morganti was at the center of attention once again in the second half, and he was getting an earful from LA's Giovanni Dos Santos after flagging him for offside. But I think Gio's frustration was misdirected, because if you account for the fact that the angle we have is not in line, I think Gio is in fact off, and the shadows seem to indicate as much. The score was 2-1 Sporting Kansas City in the 90th minute, when it's worth highlighting how Sporting forward Diego Rubio stayed on his feet after a challenge from LA defender Dave Romney. And this happened with Sporting chasing the third goal to seal the result. Had he gone down, I think we would have seen a penalty. But it turns out that Sporting did not need the penalty after all, securing a 2-1 win, but they lost their captain, Matt Beasler, who was subbed out in stoppage time due to injury after he was left bloodied by this aerial challenge with LA's Jack McBean. The Galaxy forward did get a yellow card for it from referee Mark Geiger, and I agree with the call. That was a case of recklessness by McBean, not serious foul play. Now it's your turn. Let us know what you think about the big plays from Week 29 in the comments section. As for us, that's all we have for now. For our editor, Rich Hernandez, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!